What's up, everybody? Colin here for SammyGuru, and today we're going to take an in-depth look at One UI 8.5. This is based on Beta 3, so at the time I'm recording this video, we're still on Beta 3, so some things you may have seen in earlier builds or earlier walkthroughs of One UI 8.5, and some things you may see later on in One UI 8.5 may change because we're kind of right in the middle of the beta process. Jeff was going to make an in-depth video on One UI 8.5 a few weeks ago, but he got a little busy. He was at CES, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to, this is going to be one of my first long videos for SammyGuru. So bear with me here, but I've got some notes here on my iPhone of all the stuff that I want to go over that is new in One UI 8.5. We do have some shorter videos on the channel of some of these, but I just want to put everything together in one video so we can take a look at everything that has changed this far in One UI 8.5. And before we get started, I just want to let you guys know, make sure you hop on over to SammyGuru.com and tap the banner at the top if you plan on getting a Galaxy S26 device, so you can go ahead and register for the mystery box. You can enter your phone number or your email right down here, and you can get notified when the pre-orders start. We'll send you a link for a pre-order, and you pre-order using our link, and we give you a free mystery box with some goodies inside. You can take a look down here on the bottom, and it has some frequently asked questions about what kind of goodies are in each mystery box. There are also some randomly assorted items. It's completely free, no shipping, no nothing. It doesn't cost you anything extra during the pre-order. We use the affiliate revenue from the pre-orders to cover the cost of these boxes. So it is a win-win for you. You get some extra goodies and you get to help out the channel. So first things first, we'll hop right into this, is the quick panel. That's probably the biggest change here in One UI 8.5 over One UI 8. You can customize this a lot more here in One UI 8.5. As you can see here, I've deleted some things. In One UI 8, you could not delete the quick toggles up here. So I'll drag some things up here to show you. That's where you would have the expandable kind of quick toggles right here on the top. Now, if you don't want that there, you can completely remove that. So I just have them, I'm gonna have to take them out of there. So that's the expandable area. I just keep them right here on the main page. So we'll add back Wi-Fi, and you can shrink that down. And then we need to put Bluetooth back, and again, we'll shrink that down and move it back up there. So you can completely customize that. If I drag this down here where we have a little more space, you can see you can expand that. You can make it a little bit longer, make it a little bit shorter, but you can also make it horizontal. And again, you can make that longer or a little bit shorter depending on your preference. I like the new vertical ones. I just think they look a little bit better, and it keeps it kind of uniform right here. I usually just have this top section right here, but I have this quick toggle added down here for quick share because that is one of the things we're going to be talking about as one of the new features here a little bit later on in the video. So that's the new quick panel. You can add a bunch of different stuff right here. You can see if we hit the add a control, there's a bunch of stuff you can add in here. You can do all these buttons right here, and you can resize them. Capture controls, connected device controls, connections, NFC, your mobile data, Wi-Fi calling, mobile hotspot, all that kind of stuff. Display settings, always on display, auto rotate, the comfort shield, keep display on, so you can actually add display assistant toggles from display assistant in Samsung Good Lock. Google TV controls, security and privacy, so you can turn on and off the camera access, the microphone access, your sound settings, Dolby Atmos, your volume slider, of course, system apps like battery protection, power saving, song search, wireless power sharing. All that's kind of been there before, but just want to go over some of the the toggles and buttons you can add here to the quick panel. So that is the new quick panel in One UI 8.5. My favorite redesign here this far in 8.5. Next thing is the redesigned system apps. So if we hop into like the calendar right here, you'll notice the theming here in a lot of these system apps is the little pill on the bottom where you have all your buttons. If we hop into the clock down here, you can see you have all your different screens for alarms, world clock, timer, stopwatch, all that kind of stuff down here on the bottom. And that is shared throughout the system. If we hop into settings, your search bar is down here in the same kind of manner. And that carries across to calendar, clock, Samsung Internet, settings, all the system applications and all the Samsung first-party applications. They also cleaned up the settings app. So if we hop back in here, you notice that all this is cleaned up. They don't have descriptions of what is inside each category anymore. So it used to show you like what was in everything, like display. It would tell you, you have brightness, screen modes and all that kind of stuff. It would list all that out under each one of these. They cleaned that up and they got rid of that. It's pretty self-explanatory. So I think it looks a lot better, and settings is a lot cleaner without having a list of everything that's inside each different setting, menu. And if you don't know what's where, you can always just go down here to the search bar. And if you want to search like extra brightness, you can just type that in and it'll take you right to it. So if you can't find something, it's, just a search away. So screen recording got a few updates. I can add that toggle here as well. Actually, I already have it. So we hit screen recording here. You see a big new menu here. So you can do either full screen. Of course, you've got your audio controls down here and whether you want to show taps or touches. But the new thing here is you can also record partial screen. So if we want to record partial screen, you just hit that and you can resize this or move it around. So if I only want to record like the top half of my screen right here, like say I want to show these widgets off or something like that, I can limit it to up here so you don't have to edit it after the fact if you don't want to capture your whole screen. So that's very nice. And I don't have Samsung DeX connected right now, but Samsung DeX also got some screen recording updates. So if you want to screen record like a window, show off a presentation or something like that, you can screen record just that in Samsung DeX as well. So some updates to screen recording there. We've got some camera updates for the default camera application. There was at one point a different mode up here, and that was, it's no longer available here on the Galaxy S25, but it may be a mode coming to the Galaxy S26, different frame rates and such like that. But one thing we have here, if we hop into settings, is we have the save to external storage. So if you want to record videos directly to USB storage instead of your phone, you can turn that on right there. That used to be something you had to use the Camera Assistant app before to get that feature, but it has now been moved into the default camera application right here on the settings for that. So you don't have to download anything additional to use that anymore. They also changed some of the photo enhancer names, just prioritize quality, balance, prioritize speed. So they simplified some of that just to make it a little bit easier to understand. So those are some of the things here in the camera application right now. Like I said, the Galaxy S26 might get some new frame rates, like 8K 25 was one of the rumored ones. I think it did show up a little bit earlier in the beta, but it is not in beta 3 anymore. Auracast support, so if you want to broadcast audio, you can now do that as well to any Auracast supported devices. So you can audio share audio from your device or use your device as like a microphone and broadcast your voice using Auracast supported devices. So that is now supported on One UI 8.5. The reason I have this quick share here is a new feature called storage share. If you have another Samsung device, like another Samsung Galaxy device or a tablet or a Samsung laptop, you can choose that device and you can actually access its storage on your other device. So if we go into like the Files application, right here, it will basically look just like the Files application. You can see storage share right there. Can't connect because I don't have any other Samsung devices, but if you go to your files, it will look just like this on your S25 Ultra, but you could be browsing this from your S25 Edge or your Galaxy Tab S11, whatever the case may be. So if you need to pull some files off of another device, you can do that right from your wirelessly. And there is also an update to stolen device protection in One UI 8.5. And I'm just going to search that. It's under theft protection. And if you tap theft protection right here, it's called identity check. So if your phone is unlocked and somebody grabs it and they are trying to change your password, so when the phone locks, they're able to get back into it. After so many failed attempts, it will automatically lock your device. So this failed authentication lock right here is what you're going to be looking for right there. If they try to either open a secure folder, a secure app, or change like your phone's password itself, it will automatically lock the device when they have so many failed passcode attempts. You can also enable, like I said, the identity check with safe places. So if you're at home, it's not going to do this. because it's going to assume you're home. Nothing's going to happen to your phone. You're not going to get your phone snatched by a stranger on the street or anything like that. So that is an update to the theft protection on One UI 8.5. Makes the phone very secure, and you don't have to worry about people stealing it and being able to change the passcode and have access, to your phone after the screen times out or the screen is locked or, the battery dies and they plug it back in and they've changed the passcode. So then, boom, they have access to it. So those are some of the main features and changes to One UI 8.5 that I had on my list. I do want to also go over a couple that I have that I've noticed just using the device, and that is if you have dual SIM cards, which I don't have a SIM in this phone currently, but if you have dual SIM cards, you'll get an option now, and this was available in other regions, but here in the US, we didn't have the option for it. You can now choose messages, calls, and data per SIM. So if I want to have a data-only SIM, and then I want to use calls and text from my main number, I can do that. It used to be, at least on the US models, you had to choose a default SIM, and that was going to go for messages, text, and data. You couldn't separate them out individually. So you can now do that. Let me make sure I don't have my phone number displayed here on my SIM manager. And I do, so let me just remove that real quick so my main phone number doesn't show, and then I'll show you the menu here. All right, so you can see right down here it has preferred SIM, so you can now choose a preferred SIM for your calls, messages, and mobile data. And this will also show up in the quick panel here when you have multiple SIM cards installed on your device. So very helpful if you have a data plan. Maybe you have like Verizon for your calls and text and your main number, and then you have like a T-Mobile plan, because around here for me, T-Mobile has the fastest data, so you can use that for your data and not have to actually switch over your phone number, or you can pay for a data-only plan for certain case scenarios or anything like that. It makes it a lot easier. That was one thing that I really hated about One UI 8 and not being able to do that, because I do have two numbers. So that's just one of the other things that I have noticed here in One UI 8.5. But if you guys have any other features or changes that you want us to go over here on the SammyGuru channel, leave it down in the comments section below. I'm Colin for SammyGuru. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.